Test. Hey folks, how's it going? Let's turn down my ear a little bit. No camera stream today, as I'm trying to stay cool. It's quite warm, very warm. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going, dude? You like the music? I like the music as well. Very adventurous. What the hell? You know I don't watch PNG streams. Do I need to get angry? It is too warm for clothes, put it that way. And I'm not streaming on joystick. So we're going for a nice chilled game because it's too warm. Your PNG doesn't even have a cult. I need to change the PNG, don't I? I'll take a new photo with the cult cap, and will that make PNGs better? Okay, so come to the stream and you just tell me you're naked non-joystick. Welcome to the stream. So emotes of both your nudes. Those are premium nudes, those are. So refresh that on my laptop. How has everybody been? I've been in a field for a week with pretty much no signal. Well, tell a lie. My phone has had signal. I have not been able to use it because there's been too many people trying to use the same signal. So I just can't send messages. But now I'm home, I can try and catch up. Too bad there's no footage of people dancing to my music. No, the thing is, I was using my phone to play the music, therefore I could not record it. And I was like, as soon as I put the camera on to record, the music will stop. Because I've tried it before. But yeah, I should have asked someone else to film. Yeah, they're really going for it. They really enjoyed it. I've been great today. Went to a cat cafe, not the crazy one, and also arcade. Nice. Sounds like a great day. Arcade and cats. Cats and arcades. Quite happy for that combination. I'm stable when taking things easy, so could be worse. Good. Glad to hear. Definitely take things easy. Like, there's no point pushing yourself too hard too fast. Today was possibly the last day I went physically to the internship, so my friend wanted to do something fun. Oh, that's nice. Are you going to miss going in for the internship, or is it just one less thing to worry about now? You're going to continue the game.
Nice day for fishing.
If you're not familiar, this is a game released by a group of comedians in New Zealand. They made like a comedy series, and this is based on the characters in their comedy series, which is pretty cool. Internship is almost finished. Next week is my last week. Ooh, that's exciting. You gonna clean things again? No cleaning things. Really do have the grading thingy from school tomorrow. Okay. Do you speak West Country, by the way? I found out about it this week. When I was playing Captain Hook, from the Peter Pan, I basically studied and try my best to do West Country. So for a while, traditionally British pirates came from the West Country. So I thought, okay, to be a more accurate and traditional pirate, I should speak with a West Country accent. And I basically spoke with a West Country accent for a couple of weeks and just practiced it. It wasn't too bad. I find Arabic more easy to understand. Oh dear, it's so different. Yeah, it's because we have these pockets of culture which are still maintained despite a general mixing of all British cultures. Things like the West Country and the southwest, Cornwall, Devon and Cornwall regions are almost their own countries, but they've been absorbed into the United Kingdom, the Kingdom of England as well. So they are part of England, but they still try and maintain a lot of their original culture. And you can see the difference when you actually go to these areas, that they're very much in keeping of their original culture. They kind of have their own thing going on, which is pretty cool, because you know when you're in the West Country and people speak and do things slightly differently. Whereas here in the Midlands, we got such a mixture of cultures. It's very hard to try and find an original culture. It's just people from all over just come to the centre of the country. Same with London. London has its own cultures, but sort of it's that mix now that it's not an original culture as much as it's a culture of the immigrants that kind of built London. Especially Jamaican. There's a lot of Jamaican immigrants that settled in London, and that's kind of London culture came out of Jamaicans, which is quite interesting. Scouse, I like Scouse. Scouse is an interesting accent. It's sort of very musical, very musical. Like the Welsh. The Welsh are very musical. They're sort of the flow and the tones of their voices. Not understandable. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to understand Scouse even when you're English. I can't imagine non-nationals understanding it very easily. For your information, I'm working on my presentation for tomorrow, so I'll be a bit FK. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, do your thing. I still can't speak or understand the local accent I live now. By the way, oh dear. Yeah, it's not something I tend to think of, and I think a lot of other English people don't tend to think of that. We see like the Liverpool area has its own culture, the Scousers and people who speak with Scouse accent. Then you have the like north east, the Newcastle area, and then you got the southwest, which have got their own culture. And you think, well, okay, England and the UK generally have all these different cultures, but you think, well, the Netherlands is just one thing. It's just the whole of the Netherlands is just the Netherlands, but it's like England. You have your own kind of sub kind of accents and cultures going on within that. So Eastern Dutch, Northern Dutch is horrific as well to me. So is Southern Dutch, by the way. Yeah, I say it's not something I tend to think about, and a lot of other English people probably don't think about. But yeah, do you have your north, south, east, and west dialects? Because people are so far apart, it's very hard to maintain a mixture. Kind of split off. I know Western Dutch mostly, especially Amsterdam area, which has a lot of Hebrew in it. Oh, interesting. Like the even dialect within Western Dutch, I can hear if someone from Rotterdam or The Hague. Oh, but it's still understandable enough to understand. Yeah, I suppose I kind of see it the same way that I know somebody's from a certain area of the UK, like oh, you must be from this area because of the way you sound. But then to someone like an American and go, well, you all sound English to me. You go, actually, no, this is like Midlands English, like Birmingham or Coventry. But even Birmingham and Coventry, they're only like 20 minutes to half an hour driving between the two, and they're very different sounds. So you know someone's from Coventry or someone's from Birmingham, despite the cities being fairly close to each other. But again, to anyone who's not English, it'd probably be harder to hear. Southern Dutch person, no clue, might as well be Chinese. Yeah, at certain extremes, even in the UK, like, I don't quite understand your accent. As we kind of we developed the received pronunciation accent, the quote unquote British accent that the Americans know as the British accent, which isn't actually an accent. It's just it's the broadcasting accent, the accent that all British people use when broadcasting to the entire country and across the world. So to make sure you can all understand it. What is the most difficult accent for me to understand? Because I can't do many accents, but as far as understanding accents, I think so. Probably because I understand sort of like probably Scouse is harder than most, because there's a slight it's not really a slurring of the sound. It's that the sound is kind of mashed together there, but it's more like a drawn sound. So it's not as defined. Like the way I'm speaking on stream now is making sure each of my words and sounds are very clear and precise. Whereas naturally a Scouse accent is kind of all the sounds are just one into the other. And it's got quite a pace to it. So that one can be quite hard to understand. But I suppose it's the extremes really. Like maybe even like the southwestern accents, like really the really sort of rural kind of farm kind of cultures. Again, it's very deep sounds in their accents, where like a long draw and kind of sound, but again it's sort of it's not hearing the definition of the sounds. Whereas I find like the Midlands accent's a bit easier to understand because obviously being from here, but there's nothing too confusing. But then that's for me to say really, because I understand everything. Maybe someone from not around this area will go, well, I don't quite understand what you're talking about. But yeah, usually at the extreme, so probably the northwest and the southwest. Whereas I'm usually okay with the east. Any accents to the east I'm not too bad with. Anything to the west is a bit harder. These garlics are growing pretty quickly. So I'll explain this game very briefly. So this area is based on the comedy sketches from Viva the Dirt League. These characters are all characters played by the actors in the comedy group, including the main character. And in the world, this Balian guy who I'm playing as, is a fisherman, and he's a parody of video games where the NPC only has one line of dialogue, and that's all they say. So in this instance, he only has the words, "Nice day for fishing, ain't it? Haha." And that's all he can say. Whereas all the other NPCs in the game can have full conversations. But because he's the fisherman, his only job is to say to the player, "Oh, it's a nice day for fishing." Oh, XP orb. So the entire game is based around an NPC who only has one line of dialogue and one job, just to go fishing. Then he ends up having to save the world because all the players in this world are being disconnected from the server, leaving only the NPCs left to save the world. So this is kind of based on World of Warcraft. Like the comedy sketches are based on World of Warcraft and other online games where you have lots of players running around. But in this instance, the server's disconnected and it's just running with just the NPCs. And I can go fishing with garlic, it seems. Did you see all the new merch, by the way? Your merch? Well, it's like your personal merch or the merch you bought? Rave Warehouse, let's have a look. I might have done. Oh, nice. No, I didn't see that. I have a feeling I've wanted to click on these when I was at download and it wouldn't load and show me what had been posted. Oh wow, those are awesome. Paradise Lost. Oh, I like that that Angel Witch shirt. That's pretty cool. Whitechapel, awesome, yeah. Oh, the splatter vinyl. I love a splatter vinyl. King Diamond, awesome. All very epic stuff. Yeah, I didn't get any merch from downloads because it was expensive. No, you go looking at the shirts. Like the shirts are like £40 each. Is that? I can't afford £40 for a single shirt. All concerts were extremely epic, but they ended bad. Yeah, it's such a shame that. So I'm sure you have, as you say, you're having a great time, but then it just kind of affects you. Complete supplies, yeah. I can't imagine how you can sort of just have that come onto you like that. 7 years. A friend who I do the internship also got me some cool gifts. She went to Singapore 2 or 3 weeks ago. And she got me cool stuff. Some of it Donya wants to steal, of course. Everything belongs to Donya now. As I said, Jeffrey, I do hope you're able to work through it and not it doesn't knock you back too far or for too long. I know it's knocked you back far, but never having to deal with that myself, I can't fully kind of put myself in that situation. But I know how much sort of seemingly small things can have big impacts. So I certainly do not underestimate it. So we can build a structure here. Fast travel portal. Once restored, it becomes the swiftest route for adventurers seeking comfort over effort. So I need some items for that. Statue of Phidon. This old monument emits a strange fishy aura, but nothing happens. Yeah, I would have loved to have got some merch from download, but yeah, everything's just so expensive. Had any good cheese lately? I have not actually. Well, the only cheese I've had that's been good, that in the sense that I was like extra happy about having the cheese, was just nacho cheese on some fries. So basically just cheesy fries. So nothing special, just American nacho cheese. But it was very nice. If you're free on the 5th of July, by the way, you can watch Ozzy Osbourne if you want. Cool, yeah, thank you for offering that. I didn't get a chance to reply. But yeah, that'll be pretty cool. As works it is, yeah. You know, sometimes they stream things, block further streaming, yeah. It's all good. If it works, it works. If not, I'll wait for a DVD release. There's bound to be a DVD or Blu-ray. Or it'll be online somewhere. How are we gonna celebrate 4th of July, by the way? We need to be happy that we're no part of that mess. Yeah, the British... the British at the very least need to celebrate that we cut them loose. So maybe I need to do a 4th of July stream celebration. Yeah, it's close to civil war in some states now. Yeah, it's sad to see, because I have friends in America, and I don't want to see them go through this. And some of the cities I've been to, like Los Angeles has become a war zone now, and especially after the fires recently in Santa Monica. It's a beautiful, well, parts of the city are beautiful. It's like any city, there's a lot of like underfunded, rundown areas. But it's a shame to see a city like that just kind of turn into a war zone. Have you heard who Trump wants to appoint as peace broker for the Middle East? I can't recall. It's probably been mentioned on the news, but not paid too much attention. Putin? Definitely didn't hear that. He thinks Putin's great with peace. I'm pretty sure Trump is senile at this point, because he keeps saying different things. Like, he said that Putin has lied to him, he's betrayed him, and that he thought he could trust Putin, but now he's saying, well, yes, actually I do trust him. Yeah, I don't fully get that. Also, China sees itself as a good peace broker because China thinks acts of genocide are horrible, while China is doing genocide. Yeah, all hypocrites. I'll show you a little bit of the fishing mechanic here. So we cast our rod into the water with a garlic on the end of it, and the fish bite the garlic, and you have to battle the fish to reel it in. Very, very RPG light. These fish are very low level though. This carp is completely ordinary. Nothing fancy, no flashy features, just very common. It's worth 1 gold piece. Free XP. Torn trout. The only trout I prefer is calm and deeper waters. This garnered it the reputation of being really shy. It's worth a bit more money. So some fish can fight back against you and try and break your fishing line. So you have to like defend yourself against the fish breaking your fishing line. It's a little bit weird. But that's where the attack and defend kind of thing comes in. Let's get another one of these bluefish. And of course I can sell all of the fish to get some money and use the money to buy things. We do have some crates there. So we can grab some crates. Oh, a little bit further. Yeah, I'll try and upload some photos and video from download tonight. Now I've actually got, or just Driftwood. Now I've got full Wi-Fi and internet. More Driftwood. There's got to be a reason for Driftwood at some point. So I'll collect it for now. There was I'm sure there's a crate over here somewhere. Ah. It's there. Got it. They mentioned our government fell again. What? You lost your government again. You go quite a while without actually having government formed. I didn't see anything about that happening. What happened this time was a disagreement, sort of people not happy with the current government. Couldn't agree on immigration or something, which is weird since they seem to agree. Very odd. They all wanted to put a hold on the endless stream, and then suddenly one was like, "I'm angry," and he left Parliament. Oh wow! And now we have no government. Fantastic. Because we need 78 seats to have government. Ah. And his party had 34 of those. Oh. So, no more majority. That's crazy. So what I can do is buy stamina potions. But his currency is garlic. I've already got the best fishing rod here. Problem is that the biggest ones are now far right and far left, and don't like any far. Yeah. Now, we do need to have a good mixture of left and right to kind of get a good balance. But when you have parties and kind of political opinions that lean way too far one way or the other, it doesn't really work. I can see benefits in some of the right-thinking politics, and I can see benefits in left-thinking politics. And one of the better governments we've had is in the UK was a coalition between left and right. And the left stopped the right from being too extreme on certain things. Unfortunately, the right had majority, but still needed left politicians to form the government. So it was kind of like a lighter sort of right-wing government, because they had to get past the left politicians. Sell all the fish. Some nice coins. Eugene cries a lot. Bodger's Bowler. So I can buying that gives me +1 to defense, but I lose 25 stamina. Not so good. Like our far right want to do a Dutch Brexit, for left want to abolish home ownership and full-on state-owned commie shit. Oh wow! Don't want either of that. No, that is quite extreme left, isn't it? So no, we need to have. We need to have some ownership. We just don't want greed of ownership to kind of dominate and people hoarding stuff. But we need the common man to be able to have ownership of their own survival. What is the extreme at the moment? Yeah, I've seen it's been blamed on like better communication. Like people who are right leaning can talk to other people that are right leaning and end up believing they're not right leaning unless they're far right leaning, and people who are left leaning talk to more people who are left leaning and only believe they're can be left leaning if they're extreme left. So it kind of creates echo chambers for each side, which then just kind of push to extremes. So people can't really listen from both sides because they can only hear extremes from both and not like a nice middle ground. But it could be many things, but I've heard, yeah, social media and being able to join groups and talk within groups of similar politics means you don't tend to hear a lot of all sides. Yeah, people vote extreme these days. So that it can either be this or that. It can't be a combination of. You can't have a little bit of this and benefits from that. Fast travel portal. So we can build a portal here. That's what the driftwood is for. I just need whatever those other items are. Potatoes. I'm guessing 2 potatoes. Or stone. That's probably stone more likely, isn't it? Wood, stone, and whatever that bluey green thing is. So no doubt they're going to be in this direction. But this game's pretty cute and very nostalgic feeling. Ooh, Talon mushroom. Gotta buy the expensive ticket for Black Sabbath, by the way. Ooh. What does the expensive one give you? Does it give you extras? It's double the price, but you get exclusive tour shirt and physical ticket in the mail. Nice. You actually get something for your ticket, and not just a link to a live stream. Because I know you wanted to actually go and actually watch live, but at least there's options for those who can't. I hope Pantera plays around dog walk time. Yeah. Ah, no, fell down. Ah, nothing over here. If not, just have to mute it.
Well, back to it.
Greetings, I don't think I've seen you before. I'm the woodcutter. My wife and child need some wood to keep us warm in these cold winter nights and morning. Wait, you're a fisherman? No fish here, I can tell you that. Only big old trees. And that unclimbable cliff over there. I suppose I could cut down some trees and build a way up the cliff, if you're interested, but I don't think that my brittle hatchet is up to the enormous task. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? Yesterday, or was it a few years ago? Anyway, at some point an adventurer came by and told me about her quest for the gilded axe, with a fabulous edge that never needs to be sharpened. Morning. Bring this wondrous gilded axe and I'll gladly use it to build a path up for you. The good townspeople of Honeywood might know about it. Oh, got some people kidnapped by orcs over there. Let's go back to the town of Hollywood.
But a piece of the kingdom.
It's you, Balin. I knew something smelled fishy. You know, because of all the fish? Sorry, dumb joke. Oh, thankfully, you're a man of my humour and forgiveness. But I should make up for my insult, though. Morning. You're looking for the Gilded Axe, eh? Well, let me tell you a story about adventure and the artifacts of ancient legends. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? I was swimming in the greater depths recently. Took a dive a bit too far out. My wife Frida heard about it. It made her sick with worry. She loves me so much. Favourite artist at download, by the way. Favourite artist this year was Green Day. Right, so as their of all the performances over the festival, Green Day were the most fun, sounded the best, and yeah, I just enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed Korn as well. Korn was on Sunday, Green Day was on Friday. Yeah, Korn were first time Korn is played on the headline slot. They played download a few times, sort of playing smaller stages and moving their way up, eventually to the main stage as the headliners, which is cool. So Korn was as good as always. Saw a little bit of Lorna Shore. They were really good. Who we saw? Nice, yeah. Nix and I sat near the stage for the Lorna Shore. There wasn't so many people. I'm not sure who else was playing at the time, but you could actually sit down fairly close and get a good view, which is quite nice because our legs were a bit they were achy from all the walking, so it was nice to sit down and watch them. The Lorna Shore was in my country yesterday. Nice. At a venue I was at 2 concerts. I ain't travelling no more. No. That's fair. Now, I enjoyed a bit of Lorna Shore. We watched always enjoy, but we watched Steel Panther because they're good. They're a funny band, so we enjoyed watching them. I don't think Nyx has heard many of their songs before, but I've seen them a few times. Yes, they're fun. See them in 2012. Awesome. Yeah, they had strippers, pole dancers on stage. So they had a few I think they had like 4 poles on stage and 4 pole dancers spinning around. So that was quite good fun. But they're on the same stage as Lorna Shore, so we ended up going back to the same spot afterwards. Right, we might as well sit here again. Who else we saw? We saw Weezer. Weezer were okay. I mean, I know a few songs from Weezer, but they're not sort of overly energetic Weezer. You just kind of like sit down, listen to them, and kind of nod your head a bit. But I did enjoy them. Who else do we see? We saw Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. They're a good punk rock cover band. Did Green Day just play their songs? Or do they alter them? Oh yeah, they altered them. Yeah, there's a lot of funny bits. There's probably videos you can find online, but he changed the lyrics slightly like he has recently. Sort of so they're kind of more up to date and relevant. And he got a chant going in honor of the American president. I mean, at Coachella, it was all about Gaza and shit. Okay, no, he wasn't talking about Gaza. Just mainly, it was mainly kind of directing at the sort of American politics. Yeah, so he kind of mentioned a little bit about what's been going on in the White House within the lyrics, but it didn't change too much. It's mainly just drawing American Idiot. But if I find the video clips, I'll post them. Yeah, it wouldn't be entertainment or political about it. Yeah, it wasn't a rant. It didn't rant about anything. He didn't like go on about anything. We just changed a couple of lyrics. So it was a lot of fun because the whole crowd was in full agreement anyway. Yeah, did it once. I wondered, yeah. But they they changed a couple of lyrics to make it more relevant to current American politics, and then yeah, he did kind of mentioned what's going on. That's why I stopped going to Gojira. I love Gojira, and I love animals. But further concert speeches about animal, and like didn't pay for this. Yeah, it was good that he played the music, and sort of had a couple of little bits of chatter between, but it wasn't like a full kind of lecture or like trying to rally anything. It's just kind of like make a couple of comments and into the next song. So it was pretty. Maybe I was lucky, yeah. Unlucky, sorry. Yeah, I know they're very tight for time at download. So it's like, okay, I've got so much time to play these songs. So you can only really have a quick few words between each song before moving on. So maybe because it was download, it was they're a very tight schedule. Because download will switch off a band, like they'll literally turn the music off if they run over. It's happened a couple of times where, yeah, the bands didn't get their timings right and they were halfway through the last song. And you go, well, you've run out of time now, and they just basically turn the amps off. So you can't run over.
You look like a baby wearing a costume of a sad old man.
Any bands that disappointed you? I suppose to be disappointed, I would have to have be expecting something I didn't get. So no, I didn't. I suppose who was the band? Jimmy Eat World, punk pop band, punk rock, punk pop. Yeah, punky band, Jimmy Eat World. I kind of chose to watch Jimmy Eat World over another band I was going to see, and I was like, I could have gone to the other bands because I'm not enjoying this as much as I thought I would. I still enjoyed Jimmy Eat World, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting. And I watched a bit of Sleep Token. Now I wasn't expecting much of Sleep Token, so I wasn't disappointed. But I didn't get much out of watching Sleep Token. And I was hoping for a bit more. Actually being alive, watching them live as opposed to listening to them. But personally, I'm happier just listening to them, like, sort of their recordings rather than watching them live, because I don't feel I'm getting anything extra by watching them live. But that's okay. Like, I enjoy the music, but I felt I could have been watching some other band. But there's no other bands to watch at that point. But we didn't watch too many bands. Like, there's lots of bands we could have watched, and there's a few bands we didn't actually get around to watching because you kind of make sacrifices. Especially when the band starts at midday and you're still having breakfast at 11:30. So it's like, maybe we don't need to see this band. So you kind of just take your time a bit more and watch a later band. But it happens a couple of days where I'd rather just stay in the camp for a little bit longer than rush to go and see a particular band. Let's find the list of bands I actually did see. Annoyingly, the download festival app is reset now because it's obviously finished. But I had listed all the bands I was watching on there, because the app will tell you when the band is starting soon. And of course, I've lost all those now. We saw a little bit of Miles Kennedy. Miles Kennedy was okay. That's it. I wanted to see Crossfaith, but I chose to see Jimmy Eat World instead, and I think I'd rather have gone to Crossfaith. It would have been nice to see Apocalyptica, but at the same time as Green Day. So I chose Green Day because I've seen Apocalyptica twice before. Oh, a band I was really quite happy about seeing was That Is a Mistake. No, I've not seen Apocalyptica. Or Crossfaith. The Saturday I saw Poppy. No. Picking Jimmy Eat World over Crossfaith, yeah. Yeah. If I knew I'd be a bit disappointed with Jimmy Eat World, I would have definitely done Crossfaith. I've seen Crossfaith before, but I really enjoyed them. Jimmy Eat World, I might have seen Jimmy Eat World before, but Nick's hasn't, so I thought, okay, let's go see Jimmy Eat World. But definitely picking Crossfaith next time if that comes up. But I saw Poppy. I really enjoyed Poppy. And Palais Royale, they were good. Saw Eagles of Death Metal. Saw The Darkness. That was quite cool. Sex Pistols featuring Frank Carter. They're really good actually. Like Frank Carter is a really good substitute as a frontman. So I enjoyed Sex Pistols. They're looking very old now though. And saw Alien Ant Farm on the Sunday. Unfortunately, Alien Ant Farm are playing at the same time as Meshuggah. But I've seen Meshuggah a couple of times before. I don't think I've seen Alien Ant Farm, so I went for that. Sex Pistols without Johnny Rotten. How great, yeah. I got Meshuggah, yeah. Yeah, Alien Ant Farm were cool, but now I've seen them, I'll probably do Meshuggah. Saw Spirit Box. That was pretty cool. And saw a little bit of Airborne and then Lorna Shore, because they were one after the other. We saw Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, Steel Panther, then Korn. And that was the festival. So many bands that I could have seen, but either couldn't because they clashed, or they were too early to see. Korn's always fun, yeah, and they played a really good set, all the big hits and all that. But Sex Pistols was good even without Johnny Rotten. I know Johnny Rotten was quite bitter about being replaced. But Frank Carter is a really good vocalist in Exchange. My faves of the 2 days were definitely Whitechapel and King Diamond. Yeah, I've seen King Diamond before. I don't think I've seen Whitechapel before, but I know they're good. Paradise Lost was great as well. Awesome. Whitechapel, Paradise Lost, and Elwood Stray. Nice. Do not like King Diamond. Yeah. He did give a great show. Well, that's good to know. King Diamond had built the stage like it was a haunted hospital. Oh wow. Just hated the sound. Ah, that was a shame. Had dancers that behaved like zombies and voodoo possessed people, and there were moving dolls and fire. Ooh, that sounds a really cool stage show. I love bands that actually make the stage like a performance space and not just somewhere they stand with an instrument and play. What was even worse, some people were singing along in falsetto. Ooh. And they really put the force in the falsetto. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, you don't need to be singing. Leave the singing to professionals. That's one thing that does frustrate me. Is I've paid money to see a band, and there's people all around me singing out of tune along with the music, which I get. I understand they're enjoying themselves. We're all there to enjoy ourselves. But I would like to enjoy the musician I paid to see and be able to hear them, not your screeching next to me. 100% no one sang along with Whitechapel. Ah, that's good. At least you can enjoy it then. Anyway, I saw this strange glimmer under the water, an axe, a golden one, lying on the ground. I'm no dwarf, so I saw no use for it. Oh yes, a golden axe. What possible use could we have for gold? As usual, if there's any chance to become financially stable, you can sure Fred won't take it. Well, did you ever think that maybe an axe is just too heavy for an old fruit merchant to lift from underwater, woman? Sorry, excuse me, that axe may be the thing you're looking for, Balin. I heard that you're doing quests now. It's difficult. By the way, you know I have some bands I dislike, but did I say Coldplay is among them? Possibly. I'm not a fan of Coldplay. Like, annoyingly, some of their tunes are catchy. Like, you can hum along to them and go, "Oh damn, I'm humming along to Coldplay." I hate Coldplay, hate Coldplay. Yeah. Yeah, Nix and I actually listened to a few of the Coldplay songs. I can't remember what it was. We basically looked into a theory that you listen to some of the very first releases, like the singles from Coldplay, and it seems to be a confession of a murder. Very creepy when you start reading the lyrics. You don't have to listen to it, but read the lyrics of the first few singles in order of release. And it kind of reads like it's stalking a woman, killing her, and then confessing to burying her or something. But if you just read the lyrics, you go, "Oh, actually, that sounds quite creepy" when you read it like that. So I send some Seconds of Whitechapel to a friend that is a fan. So he's like, "Oh, okay, here is something I recorded from a concert I haven't now." And he sends me 20 minutes of Coldplay recorded by phone. Oh dear. I suppose he's just trying to share. "Oh, you shared me some of your music, I share some of this." But no,
Hello, adventurer.
no, I have no interest in listening to Coldplay, let alone hearing it recorded on the phone. I'm sure Coldplay fans really get a good show, but I couldn't. But yeah, if you ever feel bored, look up the lyrics for the first few singles and read them in order of release. And just have serial killer or woman, stalker of women and murderer in your head. It gives you a completely different perspective on the music. Still doesn't make it any easy to listen to. I didn't watch. That's fair. The stripy fish will bite my magnet if I'm not careful. Fisherman, listen carefully. My voice isn't what it was. What it once was. Oh. I am called Phaidon, the mighty light god of the seas. I can help you save Azarim. Seek out my shrine at the beach, so we can have a little chat. I will wait for you. And off he floats. We've already been to his shrine. I like this game. It's better than the cleaning games. That's fair enough. I was thinking about the cleaning games. I thought, wow, you're not going to like the cleaning game. And I haven't played this since it was released. I played it a little bit and not played it since then. But I love the comedy sketches. And I like the concept of the game. It's just very chill. But with a bit of fun RPG element to it. Like, who would have thought you can have an RPG based on just fishing? Now, at some point I'll get the ability to swing the line under here. So at the moment I can only go up and down. That's the only thing I have is up and down. But I know I will have left and right eventually. But until then, I can only get things I'm in directly above. What is your favourite sitcom? Oh, that's a good question. Probably the IT Crowd, because I relate to that. I relate to the comedy in that quite well. Of course, you got the catchphrase from that sitcom, which is "Hello IT, have you tried turning it off and on again?" Love IT Crowd, but only English. Oh yes, definitely not any of the remakes. US versions sucked. Yeah, I watched the pilot of the US version. It just shows the Americans can't do British humour very well. Like, they don't get what the jokes are and how to deliver the jokes. Although the only one that has worked is the Office. Like, the American version of The Office worked well. But then they had Ricky Gervais from the British Office as kind of producer and overseeing it, so it was still produced by a British team, effectively. The Office US is great, yeah, definitely. I love the goth in the basement, yeah. Richmond, played by Noel Fielding. That explains it, yeah. So Ricky Gervais was working on the US Office for at least the first 2 seasons to kind of like help get it started, and then after that he was just kind of a consultant in the background. But I think every other show that the Americans have got hold of, they've just bought the rights to it and then just tried making it. Like, I've seen, have you heard of another British sitcom called Vicar of Dibley? It stars Dawn French as the vicar. And she's quite a large woman. And she's a comedian anyway, but she plays a vicar. And the village is like, oh, we don't have female vicars. This is quite weird. And it's generally quite a funny sitcom. But the Americans tried doing it with like... Tried having it... is it Kirstie Allen play the vicar? And she's typically quite a more attractive looking woman, traditionally speaking, compared to Dawn French, who isn't conventionally attractive because she's a large woman. So there's a few jokes that kind of poke fun at her appearance at her own expense, which they try to do in the American one, and it's like, well, the joke doesn't work because Kirstie Alley is more traditionally attractive. So they try to rewrite the jokes without understanding why it was a joke. And it's just horrendous. Yeah, the US does that. There is a Dutch sitcom about women in an office. Dutch humour, US version did make sense. Yeah. But a lot of British humour is kind of subtlety in the timings. That it's funny because it takes a moment for you to realise why it's funny. Whereas Americans have to tell the audience why it's funny. And it doesn't always work like that. The US version didn't make sense. And one part was the OG had all kinds of women, very natural women, old women as well, fat, ugly, all kinds. But in the US they're all very pretty. They've made it more fake. That makes sense. I think my favourite sitcom is Malcolm in the Middle or Community. Also The Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Modern Family, Scrubs. Oh, Scrubs is awesome. I've got the entire box set of Scrubs. I've seen some Modern Family and I've seen some How I Met Your Mother, and I do like those. Friends is kind of cool. I think they kind of stretch the story a bit too much in Friends for me. Community, I've never seen Community. I want to watch Community. Malcolm in the Middle, I've seen a few episodes from. Office is also favourite. I like The Office. The American Office, I think I like a bit more than the British one. Which is weird. Like, the American version of a British sitcom actually sits better because the British version of The Office is very dry. It's almost cringy humour where it's like, oh, this feels awkward. It's funny because it's awkward, whereas the American version of The Office, there is a little bit of awkwardness there, but it's like kind of like silliness. It's not cringy awkward, it's more silly awkward. Which works. And the Americans actually did a good thing with it. Yeah, I want to watch Community. Because I've heard that's good. Parks and Recreation. I started watching. Because I realised... what's his name? Put in a second name. The Chris guy that's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I've forgotten his second name, but didn't realise that he started filming Guardians of the Galaxy while still filming Parks and Recreation. So the character in Parks and Recreation suddenly gets more built and loses weight because he had to lose weight and build muscle for Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I kind of want to see how that looks on camera. Ah, there you are. How do you do, young buck? Don't avert your eyes, fisherman. It is I, Phaidon, the light god of the seas. Morning. What? No, I won't punish you for catching fish. Quite the opposite. I'm more like one of the old gods. You know, I need sacrifices to restore my strength. Fish sacrifices. Which means a fisherman like you would be my perfect champion. I knew you would understand, dear Yunker. Just like I understand you and your problem. You're on a quest, but the currents underwater are finicky. and out of your control. As an ancient being out of this world, it is I who can change water streams. But first I will need some proof. Proof that you're worthy, kiddo. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? The lake near the town Honeywood is filled with delicious fish. Catch at least one of each kind and sacrifice them at this statue of my refreshing likeness. Each sacrifice will make me stronger, and in return I will be able to increase your power as well by strengthening your spells. But first things first, Yunker. If you do as I command, I can and will redirect the water streams. This way you will reach the object you desire, and you can continue your epic quest. A piece of old wisdom. You will need palm nuts as bait to catch some of the fish in the shallow waters. It will surprise you, but you can find them here at the palm trees. Don't take too long, young champion. My age may be plenty, but my patience of my bladder, you know. Talking about Dutch series, by the way, The Office is also my fave. Okay. Be right back, dog walk. Cool, cool. Go walk the dog. Feed the cats. Right, so we need to catch one of each fish to sacrifice to the old god. Be right back, okie dokie, see you shortly. Good dawn, grouper. Despite its bold and brash colours, this fish is actually very shy. A shrinking violet in fish form. I got one of those fish. Nice, common carp. Need snakefish, basic bass, and honeywood herring. Basic bass. Let's go and get a honeywood herring from over here. Just a snakefish now. Oh damn. Okay, need to recast it. No. Got a snakefish. Awesome. Talk to Sachi. Collect a few things on the go. You're back from Honeywood Lake and not with empty hands. Honeywood herring, Codorn grouper, and even some snakefish. You're indeed a worthy fisherman, my dear. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? Indeed, and cunning as you are, you probably already guessed that the Dark Lord Howden, the menace you faced earlier, is of my own blood. If gods had blood, that is, morning. Can't deny it any longer. Yaz is rotten to the core, and we need to stop him. He was always a bit unbridled, but somehow he's now out of his mind, like a fish out of water. Thus, I'm inclined to help you, champion of Phaidon, light god of the seas. Let me invoke all of my current power to activate the water streams. This way, you'll be able to fulfill your quest to recover the gilded axe you're looking for. So this is how we change direction. And I already told you this, I think. But as your god and sponsor, I'm now able to increase your power, which you will very much need, my dear tadpole. Sacrifice more fish to me, at least one of each region, for I will enhance your spells. Now, no need to bow low, it is bad for your back, I can tell. Don't forget to use the currents. Fish collection. Ooh. We now have a log of fishes. And Dragon Slash. Spirited pole to inflict extra damage. Ooh. Uses 30 stamina. Rage. Wild Swing. Oh, it's got all these different spells we can unlock. So we've got all the shallow water fish there. Got most of the greater depths. So any new fish I find, which I haven't found before, I need to take to the light god of the sea. Aha, nice. That's how we do it. Needs to be a little bit further over. Ooh, strength potion. Let's see if we can actually catch one of those fish that are under there now. So, the snakefish. Oh, he wants worms, okay. Okay. So we'll change that to a Ooh, stone. Okay, see if we can get some more of that. That's probably why I did cast it a little bit further back. So it doesn't get caught by that, that stream there. Right, I've got 3 lots of stone at least. Go back to Fred. So you really retrieved the axe, Balin? I'm astonished. Morning. See how it goes? Even someone with just a stick and a piece of string could do it, Fred. Proving once again you're the laziest bum in town. Oh my dear wife, use your eyes for once. The axe isn't even complete. The handle is missing. It's worthless. I would have risked my very life for nothing. Worthless is a strong word for a fruit merchant who hasn't sold a single piece of fruit for months. And the head of a golden axe is still the head of a golden axe, like a golden axe genius. My bet is that Bodger, Honeywood's muscular, handsome, successful blacksmith, who isn't a sluggish fruit merchant, will have no problem fixing it. Oh, stop it. Balin doesn't need to hear you whispering all those sweet nothings. Paying that snobbish Bodger a visit and showing him the axe might be a good idea though. Also, here's a little reward for proving I didn't imagine the axe in the water. Spend it well, perhaps for some fruits for my humble poor fruit merchant.
Thank goodness.
Hey dealer, how's it going? YouTube did a funny thing and changed my notification settings from all to personalized. Oh, that's annoying. It's good to see you. Hope you've been well. Glad you made it to the stream. Oh, excuse me. Let's go to Bodger the blacksmith.
Hey, Balin.
Balin, my man, back again and gracing me with his presence. What's it you're holding there? Nice day for fishing, ain't it? The head of the gilded axe, not bad, but without a proper handle, you can't do much with it. Good news for the trees out there. Ha ha ha. Tell you what, I'm in good mood, and I know exactly what we need for the handle. Some steel and some leather. Both might actually be up your watery alley. First, the leather you can get from any dark wood digger at the beach. I was expecting a shipment of Smargonian steel a while ago, and well, the ship sunk in a recent storm. Should be lying on the Coal Gardens ground grounds now. Guess the gods have a dumb sense of humour. So there you have it. The coal gardens far in the west at the coast of Azerim. Bring me some dark wood leather and Smargonian steel and I'll help you fix the gilded axe. Maybe you'll get the steel with some magnet thing. I'm not an egghead like Baldoon. Found a camera last Sunday with a rotating thing so you could take selfies. Revolutionary tech from the 2000s. Nice. Yeah, sort of like a little flip out screen that could spin and stuff. Or was it actual lens itself that spins around? I've seen ones where like you pop the viewing screen out. My my Sony video camera has a twistable screen, so great for doing like video, like vlogs, I suppose. Vlogs weren't really much of a thing when that camera came out, but you could do them. Oh, the lens itself! Oh wow. Yeah, I filmed myself with the rotating screen, so I can actually see what I'm pointing at. Had one as well. Nice. Dark wood, leather, and Smargon steel. I'm guessing it's over here. Oh yeah, on that coast over there. I wonder when they get the worms. I'm not seeing any worms from Greg's garlic farm yet. Oh, plenty of palm nuts at least. Could have to dig. True. Ah, nice. Okay, just lying literally on this ocean bed there. Need 2 more bits of steel. Nice palm nuts. Use the ocean currents to pull the magnet further over. Cool, 1 more bit of steel. Come on, current. Pull it over. So I think those fish want palm nuts as well. Oh, a little bit more. My question is, how can he fix a gilded axe without gold? Yeah, somehow mixing the steel into the gold. Oh, a treasure orb. Apparently, you just need the steel and leather to fix it. Well, I suppose if the axe head is fine, the actual gilded gold axe head is fine. Just needs to make a handle. Or does he just give you the gold free of charge? Now, he's already has the actual axe head is still intact, so he's just got to fit a metal handle to it. So he doesn't really have to fix the axe as such. We'll switch spell types. Left trigger. Got him. Darkwood Digger. By digging the sandy seabed, this evasive fish from Darkwood has developed a strong, scarred skin made of leather, much appreciated by craftsmen. Ooh. So that's where the leather comes from. There you go, got fish in the fish log. So we need 2 more of those fish. Yeah, fishy. Cool, 1 more fish. Wonder how the meat of that would taste. Ooh, quite tough, I'm guessing. Doesn't really suggest what the meat would be like, would it? It's developed a strong, scarred skin made of leather. So it's got strong, leathery skin. Being from Darkwood, I suspect it wouldn't taste so nice. But I don't know. I don't know what the fish of Darkwood tastes like. Darkwood is supposed to be like a more kind of haunted kind of looking area. So maybe this fish is not so tasty. Well, it could be a delicacy. You don't know. Ooh, we leveled up to level 15. Got 95 health, 30 strength, 25 defense. Let's catch a couple more of these fish while we're here. So, like a well-done steak cooked by someone who has no idea how to tenderize meat. That sounds a very good description. And a horrendous thought about a decent steak being absolutely ruined by someone who can't cook. Fishy. I wonder if I can... How far can I actually get this line to go? Oops. Can I get to go all the way to the end here? Okay. Could always feed it to the cook and then eat the cook, true. Tenderize the cook. For ruining the steak. I don't think there's any easy way of getting across there. Let's go back to Bodger with our materials. Let's pick up the pine nut as we go. Palm nut, not pine. Get the palm nuts, because some fish only like palm nuts. There seems to be infinite space for holding bait as well, which is pretty good. So just pick all the bait up you can find. Human meat tastes like pork apparently, so a cook burger with bacon might be good. I've heard this. I've heard like, yeah, cooked human is very similar to pork, which makes you think, yeah, when you're eating pork, you can experience a very similar experience to actually eating a person, which is quite disturbing.
Hey, Balin.
Ah, Honeywood's new hero is back. This is some very strong steel, and the smoothest leather I've ever laid my hands on. Of course, I'll keep some for myself, not an adventure. Thus, my work isn't free. Still, this is more than enough to forge a nice handle for your gilded axe. Here, I can glue this together and make a handle, but to make it actually work...
Hey, Balin.
See, I was just visiting Greg to tell him how better my quests are than his. And when I returned, my grandfather's hammer was missing, believe it or not. It's probably in the well, but I can't leave my smithy unattended. If you bring me my hammer, I will complete the gilded axe, I promise. Glue on an axe? Yeah, sacrilege. So it's the 4th time I've had to get his hammer out of the well. It's basically a running joke. Back, welcome back. Give me a freestyle rap of at least 87 bars. I can't even manage 1 bar.
Hey, Balin.
By the gods, you found my grandfather's hammer. My hammer. I cannot stress enough just how much this hammer is rightfully mine, and not my brother's. I vow I will never lose it ever again. You said that the last 3 times. And you brought me the parts for the gilded axe too, with my hammer. Everything's ready.
It's finished.
1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, blue fish. Or so I'm told. Yeah. It's finished. Here you are, pal. The gilded axe in its full glory. Now go hack some fishes or something. Cool. Have a golden axe. Go back to the woodcutter.
Well, you see, my wife and child need the wood to keep us warm these cold winter nights.
The gilded axe. Look at that colour. I love it. With this fine tool, cutting down those big trees should be no problem. Wait here for an hour or so. Just need a short breather. Phew, quite some work that was. But look at that gilded axe. Not a single scratch. And me neither, which is a welcome change too. Way up the hill is ready. No, the way up the hill is ready. Be careful though, my nose tells me it won't be the safest place. At least not the place with the nicest smell. Thanks again for the axe. I only need to cut down one more tree so I can sell the wood. But you can have some as a reward. My wife and child will be warm on this cold winter night. It's Balin. Not Balin, Barradoon.
I rule.
Halt, Balin, I sense that you are approaching dangerous territory. Morning. Orcs of Smog and Rog are ahead, and they are known to be quite hostile, and currently they have several travellers in their clutches. Haha. Okay, so this is a game, but like gold is really soft, so like the handle might be stronger than the axe head. Yeah, I've always found that weird in games. Like you have like gold as like an upgrade, but in actual fact, in real world, gold is soft. It's quite soft as metal. You wouldn't make anything of any use out of gold. Not pure gold, anyway. Probably a gold alloy, an alloy of gold of some sort. But yeah, video games just say, well, gold is precious, therefore it's better, and you should make better tools out of gold. But yeah, video games just never get that right. Like, making a golden set of armour sounds a good idea, until you realise that you get hit with a sword, it's slicing through that. High quality electric wiring is gold a lot of times. Yes, gold's a very good electricity conductor. So yeah, a lot of computer components actually have gold in them to make them work as efficiently as possible. So if you ever going to throw away a computer, what tends to happen if you recycle it is it gets sent off to a far eastern country, which they basically extract the gold from the computer parts and kind of sell the gold. But because of the malleability of the axe, it might be left undamaged, as it could have been moulded to the form of the slash, so while it would not cut as well, it being left undamaged might be true. Ah, good point. Yes, indie, etc. Very toxic work to do. Yeah, I don't generally feel great about the idea that the Western world just ships all of our toxic materials over to places like India. Go, well, they'll sort it out for us. No, it basically puts food on their table. Doesn't make it feel right though. But I've seen video clips of them, like, you know, extracting stuff, and it's all very interesting. But yeah, gold in video games for functional items is just seems to be a silly recurring trope. It would be a bad idea to go near them, as you're not a mighty high sorcerer like myself. Plus, it doesn't seem you've leveled up enough for fighting orcs. I'm level 16 now. Level 15. Yes, Stardew, gold over steel. Yeah, I don't understand that. But if you mix steel into the gold, it would make it look shiny but also stronger. But yeah, Stardew Valley just goes from regular old steel to a golden spade or golden axe. And you go, well, that golden axe isn't going to be cutting any better trees or chopping anything more than a steel axe would. The same with Minecraft. Minecraft does it as well. It's only when you get to like in Minecraft you get to diamond. That's a completely different thing. But Stardew Valley, going to gold, doesn't make a lot of sense. Unfortunately, I have important matters to ponder and can't take care of the orcs. You should consult the townsfolk of Honeywood to see if anyone has any idea to drive them away. Talk to Fred, drive away the hawks. Stop right there, fisherman. You should not go near the orcs of Smargan Rock without a plan. Oh, okay. Get a BB gun, shoot metal BBs into any open orifices. Use magnet to recuperate and repeat. I like your thinking. Like your thinking there, dealer. This game basically handholds you a little bit too much. I would like to go down there and just see what happens, but I can't. The game won't let me. Right, well, I can do this. Yeah, okay, right. Fine, fine. Get my axe back.
Am I real?
They mentioned that mushrooms cure negative effects. You should try one of them and if you feel sick. Well, back to work.
These trees ain't gonna chop itself down.
Oh, okay. Mushrooms are good for you, apparently. Let's go and speak to... What do we need for this now? Still need some more... That's not stone. I'm not sure what that is. Whatever it is, we don't have it. Let's talk to Fred here.
Hello.
The generous Balin. How's it going, good man? Nice day for fishing, ain't it? Ah, he's back. Welcome back, Lisa. Orcs? In the forest? Oh my. That's where I gather all my wares. You should get rid of them. Morning. But certainly not by killing them all. That would be too dangerous even for you. Let's just say orcs have a very fine nose, and they hate it when something smells good. So maybe drive them away with a bar of soap. Unfortunately, I'm out of stock of anything fragrant, but I know about the rose brace, a fish that smells like roses. Maybe you could catch some. Take that scallywag with you, Balin. Fred could never do anything romantic and get me a rose brace. Or at least an actual roses. That's only because you already smell like roses and honey, my dear. Like a lot, actually. Yeah, because at least one person in his household has to take a bath from time to time. Well, get some rose brace, Balin, and we'll see what we can do with it to drive the orcs away. Magic shrooms cool ailments. Ignore my previous statement about the unrealism of this gold. This is accurate. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. I love these two. Like if you look up the comedy sketches on YouTube for Viva the Dirt League or Epic NPC Man, you'll see these two characters actually in that comedy sketches. Ah, hello, Balin. I heard you like to go fishing sometimes. Excuse the silly joke. I'm sure you remember your heroic deed earlier when you caught some picky pike for me. I just wanted to thank you as my compost pile is thriving by now. As predicted, it's now filled with happy worms that you can use for fishing. In fact, the composter is almost thriving too much. There were so many worms in it. They escaped and now probably wobbling all over our room. That could be useful for you though. Just pick them up and use them as bait. Now the fun thing is this game is published by Team 17. Now if you're familiar with Team 17 and the history of what games they've published, you might recognise what this worm looks like. Because it's on the sale as well. Fun little Easter egg from the game publisher. So just go find worms, pick them up. Change my bait to worms. Checking download now. Didn't watch Hatebreed. No, I didn't get a chance to catch Hatebreed. Too bad. Yeah, there's quite a few bands I wanted to see, but just yeah, they are fun. Yeah. These fish are brutal. No COF. No, I didn't see creditor fee for either. Whitechapel played. How does this affect the trout population? They seem to be quite plentiful, actually. You anger me. Also ingested and Anal Natrak. Not sure how you're supposed to say that, but yeah, I remember seeing them on the lineup. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't line up to watch them. Doing your schedule next year, this is insane. Well, I've got my ticket. I bought tickets for Nix and I already, so we are going next year. So you put down the recommendations. I won't pronounce it. How it's pronounced it. Evia. It's a British band. Okay. Yeah, no doubt they come up with some weird reference to it. Yes, I do it every year, and you always ignore. This is true. I'll have to give you that. Yeah, I thought it said anal nutsack as well when I first read it. But yeah, I've got tickets for next year already, so I will be going. I said a lot of the bands that I did want to see, if they were on too early in the day and I was feeling like I wanted to stay in bed, I just didn't see them. Because some of the bands start at 11 AM. So, unless I'm up early, dressed, and then walk for 2 miles. Ah, those are the ones we walk. And walk for 2 miles. Then I don't get to see the bands. Ooh, got one. Can't get over you not seeing Whitechapel. Could not sleep. Red Bull and Snickers and other chocolate bar is a go-to combo for staying up. That is true. Yeah, sugar and caffeine will definitely stop you from sleeping. Yeah, I can't remember the reasoning for not watching Whitechapel, but if they were on before 1 p.m, then it was likely because I was still in the tent. And getting up was not feeling an option of getting up at that point. Who does that? I would have been my main reason. True, yeah. I think a lot of the bands that I really wanted to see were on later on the day. There's a couple that were on early that I would have liked to have seen, like Sim, but they're on at midday. Yeah, they're on at 12 on the one day. It's like, I need like another hour before I can bring myself to walk. I mean, Whitechapel over there on the shore. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure when was Whitechapel on. Would have skipped on the shore for Whitechapel. Wow. Let's have a look. Where was Whitechapel on the list? Sneak Jeffrey in next year. I'll quite happily have a tent space next to us. Get a really big trench coat. Go piggyback. Could wrap you in some sort of some stuff and wheel you in on a trolley. Won't get very far because I keep checking your wristband. I saw Whitechapel last week. I'm good. Yeah, where were they on the listing? Oh, okay, they were on later on. So they were on the Dogtooth stage, Whitechapel. I didn't even go to the Dogtooth stage. So they were on at 9:10. What was I doing at 9:10? Oh, 9:10 I would have been at Corn. Because Corn started at 25 past, so I would have finished watching Steel Panther at 15 past 9. So Whitechapel would have started by the time Steel Panther finished, and I would have went from Steel Panther to Corn. That's why. No, you didn't see him though, which was a mistake. What band? So I was watching Steel Panther, and then Korn. I mean, I said I understood Korn and Steel Panther, but no more. Yeah, so Steel Panther and Korn were overlapping Whitechapel, but also Sixth. I would have liked to have seen Sixth as well, but they were playing right in the middle of Korn's set. So it's like, well, either watch a band that has similar sound to Korn, or watch Korn. Falsify a bracelet so it looks sort of okay at a distance. Put enough LSD on it to get anyone high just rubbing against it. So if anyone comes to check, they get baked. Or get the entire security department addicted to heroin. That worked out for CIA back in the day. That's an option. I was joking about this dealer while we were there. That the security weren't really looking at the bands, they're just looking to see if you had a band and what colour the band was. Now the bands were like a green, like a light green colour with silver, the download logo in silver. Now, if you had a band that was pretty much the same colour green, and it doesn't matter exactly the colour green because it's getting dirty and dusty as the festival went on anyway. And as long as you had the writing of download in a grey silvery colour, because it wasn't even that shiny after a day because they're getting all the dust and dirt. So you could have got away with it quite easily because they weren't really looking at the bands as much as just making sure you had one. So it would entirely be possible, I reckon, to have actually done that. Multicoloured bracelets and water markers. True. Going in with like 5 pizza and one of those delivery backpacks might work as well. True. True. Gotta be really confident that, oh, I've found out I've got away with doing stuff before because I looked like I should be doing it, if that makes sense. As long as you look like you should be where you are doing what you're doing, people tend to generally ignore it. And they just go, wow, that person looks like they should be there, so I'm not going to question it. It's kind of the whole thing. As long as you wear like a high-vis jacket while you're doing something, like a work person or someone working for a council or on the road, you go, well, this person looks like they're supposed to be working, so I'm going to just carry on. Nice, we've got the depth there. But I've done that before. When I was dating a girl, she went down to went to university in London, one of the London universities, and they are very strict about who they let onto the like the university site, like where the students are living, and you can only get in if A, you're a student, or B, you're taken in with a student. But I managed to kind of fool the security with good reason, of course. Mimic the security team outfit if they call you out, say it's cosplay. There is actually a rule though, dealer. Actually on the website there's a rule that you're not allowed to wear high-vis because it might confuse people and make them think you're security. So there's actually a rule that you're not even allowed to wear it for fashion or cosplay. So they've already thought of that one. But no, I fooled the security. Well, I either fooled the security or he recognised me because I was originally walked in by my girlfriend at the time, and then I accidentally left my sat nav in her room. And I could have tried to guess my way out of London, but if you've been in London, sort of at least trying to drive through London, it's not very easy to try and work out where you are. So I thought, I'm not getting out of London without that sat nav. And of course, after I left, she'd thought, well, I'll go for a shower now. So she went for a shower. I tried to phone her to say, hey, I've left my sat nav, can I just pop back in and get it? Thinking that she'll have to come and collect me and show me back through security. She wasn't answering the phone, and after like 15 minutes, I thought, I'm going to have to try and get back in past security to get my sat nav because she's not answering the phone. I had no idea she was in the shower. So I waited for some students who were walking nearby, and just they turned into where the security is. And of course they walked through, and I kind of adopt a very similar stance. I kind of like arms kind of flopped, head looking down, sort of looking very student-like. And I just kind of followed them in. And security didn't pay any attention, just kind of watched me walk in, go, well, he's clearly a student, he looks like everyone else. Now, the next problem, of course, was the building where her room is has a security door that requires a student card to open the door. So I couldn't actually get into the building. Blend in and make small talk. They might adopt you as one of their own without realising. Yeah, that's a good social engineering. Sort of kind of build a rapport with the people you want to be seen as. And you kind of just get in with that. But yeah, I was waiting outside this building going, damn, how do I get... Because the students I walked in after went to a different building. So how do I get into this building where my girlfriend is staying? As it was lucky, some students were actually walking to that building, and they waved their card to open the door, and I slipped in just behind them. And because I hung back, so it didn't look like I was following the students, but I kind of like ducked in before the door closed. So I got inside the building. I went, great, right, I'm in the building now. Past the site security, past the door security. And I got all the way up to the floor where she's staying. And there was one more door that I couldn't get through. But it was like literally the one door between the outside and like, I want to say like 6 bedrooms where the different students were. So each section had like a kitchen, a seating area, and then 5 or 6 bedrooms attached, but they all shared the kitchen together. And, so I got to that door and I ended up having to knock on the door. And so, well, hopefully someone will hear me knocking and come and answer the door. And fortunately, the guy in the bedroom closest to the door opened it. I explained the situation. He goes, oh, okay. After some kind of doubt, he eventually let me in. And I kind of walked in and sort of said hello to the rest of the people there. So, hi, is my girlfriend around? I can't get a hold of her. So they knocked on her door as well. And eventually she answers the door, sort of just getting out the shower, with a massive surprise to see me. Go, well, I wasn't expecting to see you. You left like half an hour ago. how are you still here? And I said, well, I need my sat nav. I can't drive out of London without it. But it was pretty much like a secret agent style infiltration, trying to get back into that university. Congrats, you passed the security test by not giving your password, but now we unironically need more for more important thing. But yeah, you can certainly fool security because they're not specially trained people. They know a routine. You do this. If you don't have that, you don't go in. That smells good. So you have some rose brace. Not bad. That should definitely be enough. Let me try something. I have an idea. What a mess. But I knew that perfume making workshop would pay off. I distilled the perfume out of the brace. Let's name it Fred's Fine Fishy Fragrance. What's this smell, Fred? Did you actually touch a bar of soap for once? Oh, give me a break. I know it's hard to believe, but I've made a perfume from the Rose Brace bathing court. At least now we know Fred is not an orc. I would have bet all our non-existing money he'd run away just by seeing the Rose Brace. How I love your sense of humour, my dear. Balin caught the fish, and then it was me who made... Well, of course, Balin, the hero, brought the fish while you stood around and didn't do anything. No need to tell me, I already know. And how will I explain all this fish offal on my clothes, reader? Turning the brace into this tincture was a lot of hard work. Gods, here, Balin, take this perfume and go now. Cool, we have the perfume. Drive away the orcs. What's the time? 10:30. Oh wow. Let's see what I can do with the orcs, and might have to wrap the stream up. I have a plan. Do I have to equip it? Jewel ring. Oh, I already have that equipped. Aha. Can I use it? It's there. Don't know how I'm using it though. Okay, so I need to have a plan. Do I need to go back up to Bowdoin? Young fisherman Balin returns. Wait, you are young, right? I can't really tell. Anyway, better return from where you come from. The orcs smuggling is still morning. Oh, a perfume. Well, that's not the worst idea. It can't hurt to give it a try. No need to be creative. Let's just throw the bottle right in their faces. Ew, that smell. What is this? Company retreat. Oh, that was easy. It worked, really. I mean, of course it worked. Unfortunately, I have no time to celebrate my genius any further. Just go and look after the hostages. For now, my heroic work is done here. We will meet again very soon. Port all the way. We just wanted to mug the orcs of Smargenrog. Because we're muggers.
Yeah, mug 'em.
Thank you, brave adventurer. Fisherman.
Thanks for rescuing us, mighty fisherman. Oh yes, indeed, it is a nice day. Now that we're free, my name is Willow and I'm Bernard, mugging you. Bernard, we can't mug this guy, he just rescued us. So, he didn't have to save us, so let's mug him. I really can't allow this, Bernard. Charles, let me ask you something. Bernard, he's a fisherman. He probably doesn't even have anything shiny. Charles, what are we? What are you? You should be super grateful for being freed just a few minutes ago. Anyone who's not super grateful, though, is also someone in for a slapping. Yeah, we should go, Bernard. But what do muggers do, Charles? They just go before something really bad happens to them. Sorry about that. The orcs were bad, but these Charles and Bernard really drove me insane with their mugger dialogue. Anyway, the orcs left some gold when running away. It's only fair that you have it.
Hello.
You're from Honeywood, right? I heard it's a nice place, very orc-free. I should stay there for a while, until I muster up the courage to travel back to the city of Rafe. Thanks for taking me to your town. Oh, it's an escort quest now.
Hello.
So, this is Honeywood. It looks like it was attacked recently. Oh no, am I really safe here? Well, I guess even if the town's fisherman is capable of defeating a group of orcs, the other people here can probably kill dragons just by looking at them. I should make myself useful around here, I suppose. But before I forget, here, the rest of the orcs' money. Thank you for saving me. Wait, is that Baradoon, the legendary sorcerer over there? Honeywood seems to be a much more important place than I thought.
I'm the best.
Balin, just a heroic fisherman I need. The adventurers are still blocked from logging in, so it's up to you to take on this quest. I'm afraid the enemy grows stronger by the minute. They attacked the cargo ship of Rafe at the coast of Azerim. Exactly, there may be survivors. You need to head there and use your fishing rod and all your skills to rescue everyone you can find. Azerim counts on you, fisherman. Failure is not an option. Now go, I will meet you at the coast of Azerim. Portal away!
Hello.
Thank you for letting me stay in Honeywood a while. You really are one of a kind fisherman, you know that. Save the drowned person. I should pick up some more worms. I'll probably have to save and come off so I can get some rest myself then. But I might stream some more of this game at some point. It's quite chilled. But I do want to keep working on my Blender stuff and my Unity stuff for the current and upcoming games. But today just really didn't feel like working on Blender. I just wanted something nice and chill. Sell all the fish. So, Greater Depths still has that one, like, crocodile style fish. I need to try and get still. You've reached the coast right on time because there's a small calamity. I forgot that non-sorcerers cannot portal over the sea. What you need is, how do you call it? A boat. The Wraith ship is too far away on the ocean. You should talk to that blockhead Bodger. At least he may know a thing or two about boats. But I certainly know crafting one requires materials. Collect some of them before you walk back to Honeywood on your ineffective legs. There is flax growing around the goblin hut, and you should also collect wood at the forest. Maybe also some palm nuts, or for glue or so. I'm neither a craftsman nor a worker for menial tasks. When you have a seaworthy boat, there should be no problem to move it here. Hurry, we've not much time left. Collect materials and talk to the sweaty blacksmith in Honeywood. Portal away! So we've got plenty of palm nuts, goblin flax, Honeywood wood. Ah, that's what that is. I've got enough goblin flax. See if any of this wood down here is of any use. Yeah, it's just driftwood. Driftwood's good, but not for this particular occasion. Get some wood from the wood. Ah, okay. I knew there had to be a reason why they had all these platforms. I could have just got wood lying around on top of the trees. Cool, got all the wood we need. Go make the boat and I think I'll log off then. Hey Bailey, what's going on? Heard some rumours that you're doing a rescue mission at the coast. So you need to travel to the sea, and your little boat won't do the job. Well, my friend, you speak to the right blacksmith. And you already have the right materials, it seems. With great powers comes great efficiency. With my improved nails, I can definitely build a seaworthy boat for you. I will start working on it as soon as possible. Well, one tiny issue though.
Hey, Billy.
Give me a moment, pal. I was out belittling Greg as usual, and when I returned I noticed my grandfather's hammer was missing. Outrageous. Can you help me find it? Of course you can. You're the man, right? Can be in the town well to the east, but can't leave my smithy yada yada. Bring me from the room and we can talk. Okay, get the hammer for the 5th time. It's definitely a running joke. Might as well stock up on all the bait.
Hey, Balin.
You found my grandfather's hammer. You have no idea how much this means to me. I can't stress enough to you how much this hammer is rightfully mine, not Liam's, that creep. I vow I will never lose it again. And you bought the wood? Nice. So there's no reason not to work on the seaworthy boat of yours right away. Oh, it's finished. Now you just need a way to move it to the coast of Azrim. Should be a piece of cake. Leave it to me, peasants, and behold my powerful teleportation magic. Also, don't look directly into the gate. Portal away. Oh, my eyes. Yeah, that was good advice. Hope you find your new boat where you need it, Balin. Cool. I shall save it here, and maybe I'll stream some more of this sometime. Alright, thank you all for joining us. I'm gonna get some rest now. I enjoy playing Nice Day for Fishing. It's a good chilled game with a bit of fun humour, chilled vibes and all that. Thank you stream, it was epic. Thank you stream, fun game. It was. Have a good night you too. Thank you for dropping by, Lisa. Thank you Jeffrey. Thank you Dealer. And thank you all you lovely people I can see lurking. It means a lot. I'll be back on Friday. Should hopefully do some in-game dev stuff on Friday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest